Hello to all of you. I'm mighty glad you're back. We've reached lesson 110. I am as God created me. I am the result of the outpouring of love that could never be contained, can never be contained, and will go on forever. Okay, that's the way we're going to start. So we're going to repeat today's idea. I am as God created me. I am as love created me. And throughout the workbook, we will return to this idea because this one thought is enough to save you and the world you inhabit, the world you understand as the world. If you believed it were true, this truth would mean and does mean, not would mean, because that's more or less in the future. The truth does mean that you have made no changes in yourself that are meaningful. You haven't made any substantive changes. You've hallucinated, but that's not changing. If you have a hallucination, that doesn't change what's going on in the room where you happen to be hallucinating. Just be very clear that what love created has not been replaced by fear and evil and misery and death. Because we do remain as God created us, fear, which is lack of love, just doesn't mean anything. Evil isn't real. Misery and death don't exist. And then it makes this giant statement. Today's idea is all we need to let complete correction heal our minds, give us perfect vision. That's that inner awareness of what's really true that's going to heal all the mistakes that any mind has made at any time or place. And you think, how can my healing have something to do with somebody else's mind? It's because we are all joined in one mind. It's enough to heal the past, make the future free of all this upset and sorrow, to let the present be accepted as the beautiful thing it is. It's enough to let time be the means to escape from time and every change that time appears to bring in passing by, in growing old and sick and dead. Would not be nice not to have to deal with that. So if we remain as God created us, appearances, the world of form, cannot replace the truth. The truth is invisible. It's intangible. But when you experience it, you will trade every single form that you have for that experience. Health can't turn to sickness. Death cannot be the substitute for life. And fear cannot be the substitute for love. Because remember, fear is lack of love, just like darkness is lack of light. You see, we remain as we were created because we haven't ruined ourselves. And this is the only thought we need to just allow redemption to come to light the world and free it from all of our past thoughts, from all of our past misery. So in this one thought, the past is undone, the present saved to quietly extend into a timeless future. That's kind of an oxymoron because the future has to do with time. Timeless, obviously, has to do with timelessness. What that's trying to say is it presents us with the ability to be in the eternal now. And since we are as God created us, there's no separation from the mind that created us and we who are the constant outpouring of that mind. No split between our minds and other minds, only unity, period. There is no option to change that truth. There is no facility, there is no power that can change oneness of absolutely everything. So it says the healing power of today's idea is limitless. It's the birthplace of miracles where we become aware of the presence of love, the great restorer of all of this truth to the awareness of ourselves and the world. So practice today's idea with gratitude. Why would we not practice with gratitude when we're told this one thought does it? This is what sets us free. This is what's been promised us. This is the way sorrow ends. So as we look at the practice period, and it asks us to repeat, I am right now, not later when I get improved. I am as God, as love created me, creates me. Let's make that present tense and not past tense. You see, we've got to use language which is so cumbersome. That's why it points to what we have to practice that's beyond the words. His Son, that would be all of creation. All aspects, all expressions of creation can suffer nothing. And we collectively are that Son. The conscious awareness of us is that Son. Then, with this idea firmly in your mind, put it on a piece of paper if you need to. Try to discover in your mind this life, this presence that is the expression of love itself. And it describes in detail that which you need to seek inside yourself as you, the Christ in you, the Son of God and brother to the world, the Savior who has been forever saved with power to save whoever touches him. The him is you. All of these words point to you, not someone else, not one other person who seems to have it more together, but to you, to us, to all of us. We are as God created us, and we need to honor this. The life of us. You see, you are alive, or you couldn't possibly be listening to this lesson. So we want to let these images of ourselves go. The ego, body, mind, personality thing, that's an image that has been created as a replacement for the life of us as we were created. Well, don't worship that. So deep in our minds, our real presence is just awaiting our acknowledgement. And we are lost and don't know really anything at all until we acknowledge this conscious, aware, loving life that we actually are, that is hiding in plain sight, because clearly you're alive. Your life has nothing to do actually with the body-mind. It exists before it, after it, during it. It's what we are. So seek this today and find it. And this presence of us is going to be our savior from all the idols we've made. And when we actually experience ourselves, we'll understand how ridiculous it was to try to find happiness and peace and safety in the idols or the world of form, and how false the images that we believe were ourselves. Again, the whole body, mind, personality thing. So today we're going to make a great advance to truth by letting go of our allegiance to form, our allegiance to what we think will bring us love, peace, safety, happiness, and so on, and open our hands and hearts and minds to actual love today. We're going to remember ourselves, our loving selves, throughout the day with thankful hearts and loving thoughts for all we meet today, for it is thus that we remember him. Remember, the giving and the receiving, always identical, at the same place, at the same time, same thing. And we will say that we may be reminded of ourselves, the Christ in us, the lovingness in us. I am as God creates me. I'm changing it. That's not blasphemy. I'm making it more accurate. Let us declare this truth as often as we can. This is the word that sets us free, the key that opens up the gate of heaven and allows us to enter into a place of peace forever. Wow, what a lesson. I hope you have a gorgeous day. Goodbye for now.